Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Say Yes with Yesenia. I am your host, Yesenia Randazzo, and today I have the pleasure to introduce you all to our guest. His name is Pietro Bonacasa, Vice President of Development with Easterseals.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you, Yesenia.
No, thank you. Thank you. The pleasure's all mine. So, Pietro, I want to start off by telling us a little bit of your background.
Yep.
How did you come about getting involved into the nonprofit sector?
Yeah. Absolutely. So I was born and raised in Italy. I have an Italian father and I'm an American mother. And then I moved to the United States to go to college. And I have a degree in marketing, and I started out doing marketing. And then when I moved to Miami, I was working in higher ed. And I did marketing and business development for a while. And then I was fortunate enough to have a mentor who encouraged me to get into the nonprofit world. He liked the way I wrote. He liked the way I presented and communicated.
And your passion,
and
most
my
importantly,
passion, yeah.
Okay? Because that was the first thing I noticed when I met you. I was like, oh my gosh, if there's one thing that I have learned in the nonprofit world is you have to be passionate and have a purpose.
Definitely. Yeah, it's the world of philanthropy at the time was very new to me. But then when I became involved, I realized that when you are passionate for a specific cause or mission, then you can really express that case for support, case for giving in front of any donor or constituent or anybody in the community. And you can really work intentionally to raise awareness and raise funds to do something for the greater good and really help improve society and the people around us who are a little more vulnerable or may need extra help or support. I think that's really the engine that gets fueled for me. So I'm very, very passionate about the work that I do. So I've worked in higher ed and I've worked primarily in healthcare for many, many years. And then I joined Easterseals, South Florida 2 years ago, actually. I just celebrated my 2 years this month.
Well, happy work anniversary of 2 years.
Which is interesting because I happened to start working on Autism Acceptance Month, which is April. And, it's very fitting to me. At the time, I really didn't know much about the special needs space. But once I started getting involved, I just realized that I have such an interest and a vocation
and a natural gift as well.
I would say so. I just really, when you get to see the students and the participants in our care throughout the age spectrum, from literally 0 to over 100 years of age, and the difference that the people working in the programs make in their quality of life. I'm just such a believer in helping improve the quality of life of people around me and help them achieve the success outcomes that they want in spite of their limitations. I think that's what makes the world go round.
Exactly.
So,
well, will you be able to share with us maybe an experience that really, throughout your years in the nonprofit sector, that really impacted you?
I mean, I would say that there are so many stories.
So many, right?
For me, I've worked in healthcare, and certainly when I see the impact of philanthropy in a child who's sick and who gets better or gets the treatment or the surgery that the child needs is very impactful to me. Or when I see a student receiving scholarships, when a student who comes from, marginalized backgrounds in higher ed and achieving those goals, academic goals, that would have been a barrier if it hadn't been for the financial support of someone who's generous. That's very impactful to me. And at Easterseals in the special needs space, I see that every day. When I see the outcomes and the successes and the results that our students and the participants achieve, like if a student who is attending our Special Needs Academy receives an opportunity to do an internship or gets a job offer, which actually just happened very recently for one of our students. And there are so many cases like that. That to me
gives you fuel, right,
absolutely,
to continue.
That really is a major driving force.
Yes, absolutely. And so I know Easterseals overall is about, what is it, 80 years? So
Easterseals South Florida has been around for over 80 years. Our catchment area is Miami-Dade and Broward County. We are part of a network of over 75 Easterseals nationwide. Our headquarters are in Chicago. So each Easterseals affiliate focuses on special needs. We don't all do the same thing or offer the same programming and services. It really depends on the needs of the community.
Okay, perfect. So it's tailored to the community.
It is.
So what is Easterseals South Florida focus?
Absolutely. So we have 3 core programs. We have an adult day services program that helps seniors who have memory impairments or cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's, dementia, and so on and so forth. Basically, we provide a daycare for them. And we also provide, that's center-based care, but we also provide in-home respite at the home. So it's a wonderful solution for those caregivers whose parents or grandparents just really need support because those conditions are very debilitating and they rapidly decline. They lead to rapid decline. So when you are working professional and you have so many things going on, you do need that extra support. So that's what we provide. And it's extraordinary. That's an extraordinary program. We have 4 clients, and that's program who are turning over 100 years young. Yeah, so we're going to have a big celebration. And that's sort of a testament to the quality of life that we want to provide. And then we also have an education services program, which includes a special needs academy, 2 child development centers. And that program sees children all the way from 0 to 22. Okay. So these are kids who have unique abilities, varying exceptionalities. Many of them are on the autism spectrum, but not exclusively. And then developmental delays. It could be any type of learning disabilities. So it really is a spectrum that we serve. And then we have 6 Head Start centers. And those are basically free preschools for children who are between 3 and 5. Years old who may have developmental delays, but not exclusively. But all of them come from, I would say, marginalized, high need financial backgrounds. So it's the children need support. And that's why it's called Head Start, but also their family units need support.
Because I know also the organization not only focuses on children, adults, but families too.
Families as well, absolutely. All of our families really come to us because they've done their research. They've gone to several resources to identify the best possible solution and for their loved one, whether it's a child or a senior or a relative. So when they come to us, we provide center-based care that's very tailored to each individual's needs. And then, of course, we're part of a network of other nonprofits that we work together. So you guys
work in collaboration.
So we do a lot of referrals, absolutely.
And so, sorry to interrupt you, but what advice would you give to other organizations out there about collaboration? Because that's so important. And
absolutely. I think in the nonprofit world, the needs of our community are far-reaching and they're endless. So for us, it's an impossible proposition to think that any nonprofit can serve everyone with everything that they could possibly need, even in the special needs space. So where we may have talent and resources and programming and services that are perfectly tailored for specific individuals, other nonprofits may do companion service, may offer companion services, which together can really help
make a stronger Miami, right?
Absolutely, make a stronger Miami
community.
So at Easterseals, we're always exploring synergies for collaborations. We're always talking to other nonprofits,
and I know you're great
partners.
at that.
Well, I would say that it takes a village. I'm fortunate to work in an organization where we have a wonderful team, wonderful leadership that is very community facing, very donor centric, very much embedded and plugged into the needs of the community and the people that we serve. Ultimately, our goal is to serve more people. So if there are barriers to access, so for example, say we have we've reached capacity in our school. So we do take the time and the interest to refer students through other potential sources. Or if there are opportunities for us to increase and improve our programming, we do want to collaborate with funders to see, because a lot of times for us, our ability to offer more services and programming depends on funding. Funding is vital for us to have the resources, the space, the staffing needed to serve more people. But I'm personally very driven by that. I'm always trying to think of like what could we do bigger and better? Why shouldn't we be talking to each other and collaborating on initiatives that can really move the needle forward?
I know. I definitely know you don't have a time off. Okay, you'll answer an email whether it's 5:55 a.m. or you're answering my email whether it's at 11:30 p.m. And so that right there is a testament. You love what you do.
I love what I do, but what I also
in combination as a team as well, because that's important.
Yeah, I think that's one thing about when you walk into Easterseals. I don't know, you've had a personal experience working with us and helping us, volunteering with Easterseals. But when you walk into Easterseals, I think the first thing that you see is just a general joy of the people that we serve, but also the joy of the people who work there. These are people who work there because they want to be there, because they care. They want to see the people that we help, students, kids, seniors, go home with a heightened sense of self and self-actualization and feeling that they are truly benefiting from the work that we do. So I think there's a lot of value in that.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing, there are so many wonderful nonprofit sectors that I've worked in personally or that other people work in our community. And I think that everybody is driven by whatever mission they embark upon. So I've been fortunate to have come across Easterseals because, as I said, I really didn't know much about the special needs space. And I try to learn every day, even not being a mental health professional, but really absorbing, asking questions, observing what my colleagues do, the colleagues that are in the program that are really like boots on the ground in the work that we do, because together it makes us stronger.
Oh, no, absolutely. And a stronger community, which is important. So what ways would you say individuals or other organizations or businesses can get involved and help out?
So that's a lot of the work that we do. With our corporate partners, it's not just events or fundraising, which are obviously very important, but that we really try to educate them on what it really means to invest in disability inclusion. So disability inclusion is something that became very prominent during the pandemic, because we were trying to reach people as part of a corporate social responsibility of an organization. What are you doing to help those who are more vulnerable and who need those vital and actionable solutions? But inclusion also means disability. And there are so many people in our community who have unique abilities or varying exceptionalities, but they have tremendous potential. So a lot of what we do is we visit with multiple corporate partners. And there's, in South Florida, we're fortunate to have corporations that have great visibility, great leadership, great access, and also very into what technology what role technology may play. So we visit with them, we showcase the work that we do, but also we talk to them about what it would be like to hire someone who's on the spectrum, and what type of infrastructure
you guys do
is
also
needed. Yeah.
do job placements.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So the idea is our students, when they graduate, from our program, we want them to not graduate back into a home environment. That's not what we want to do.
You guys prepare them to succeed.
Back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
Yeah, back to square one. We want to avoid that. And not every student is able to succeed in every type of job, and that's not the idea. The idea is to work with hiring organizations that have those positions and those training and professional development opportunities where our students can be placed in a supportive, welcoming environment. And a lot of what we do is we invite corporations to visit us and offer learning opportunities for our students. So, what's it like to interview for a job? What's it like to dress for success? Which for many of us, are very challenging undertakings, but imagine someone who is on the spectrum. So that really does require a multi-layered approach and a very, very inclusive approach, and an approach that is tailored to each student's unique ability, because each student is very different.
Yes, a unique,
it's not
right?
one
Very
size
unique,
fits all.
exactly.
But there are students who, once they graduate, they already have a lot of great educational and vocational training that they received at Easterseals. But what we want them to do is succeed in an external environment that's not the familiar that they've received in our organization. But those corporate partners need to really
understand and be able
and provide the resources that are needed for those young professionals to succeed. And many of them are very interested.
Wow.
They want to hire on the spectrum. They see that there's great potential, and there's a lot of workforce shortage in many sectors. So why are we not? It really is a business proposition.
Yes.
It's a business opportunity. It makes sense. Why are we not tapping into this amazing high potential market, and these students who have such great positive attitudes, and they really want to become independent.
And that's important. And being able, to give these tools for them
100%
to do that.
Yeah. It's very gratifying. Yeah. It really is. Even just talking about it now, I get a lot of positive energy and just a lot of fulfillment just when I encounter those success stories. And really at Easterseals, that happens every day. And we're always looking for those pathways for success. That's what we would want. That's what we want for our kids.
Exactly.
Irrespective of ability and irrespective of income status. Those barriers, we're here as in the nonprofit world to remove those barriers to
absolutely.
access. That's very important.
So tell me, what are some upcoming events or initiatives?
So upcoming, let me tell you how upcoming we are. 2 days from today, we have a wonderful golf tournament, which we've been organizing for 30 years.
Wow,
it's our 30th anniversary.
Oh, wow. So it's a big celebration, right?
It's a huge celebration. It's a sold-out event. Wow. We are, this is one of our 3 signature events. It's going to be at the Club at Emerald Hills in Hollywood on Thursday, May 2nd. Okay. We may or may have a couple of playing spots available, depending on. I know you're gonna show the information, but really we are for all intents and purposes sold out. But we'd love for people to join us. We're gonna have. It is gonna be a big celebration. It's called Golf Fiesta, which is kind of a Cinco de Mayo theme. Although this year it's gonna be on the 2nd, just because of the weekend.
So pre-Cinco de Mayo.
Pre-Cinco de Mayo, we're gonna have a mariachi band. We're gonna have heat dancers. We're
Margaritas.
Gonna have Bernie. We're gonna have great. We have great beverage vendor activations, food and spirits. Great lunch and dinner sponsors. The players are longtime supporters of the event. These are people who just want to come out and enjoy a day of golfing
and
networking.
And networking, yes.
It's a wonderful event. We're gonna have a sponsor cigar lounge for the first time. We're going to have Chris Anderson, for our friend from NBC6 in the morning, come, and he's going to serve as the MC. But this is my third time being in the golf tournament. When I first started Easterseals, I was literally 1 week into the job, and I went into the golf tournament. So back then I was like a deer caught in headlights, but now I really do feel like I know the event, and it's a great day.
Well, if it's as good as the Festival of the Chefs, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and let me take this opportunity to thank you, because you were an amazing volunteer. You received the award for Volunteer of the Year for Festival of Chefs. That was in January. It was a great event.
Fantastic.
That showcases
nice.
our Culinary Arts School, which is a vocational training program at the high school level. As you saw, the students
were able to participate as well.
Absolutely. They had rum cakes, and they served with a coffee cart. It was a great event. And then one thing I do want to mention is that just like at Festival of Chefs, at our golf tournament, our student chefs are going to be there serving and preparing lunch for our golfers.
Oh, preparing
sponsors.
Lunch. Wow.
Yes. We partnered with a wonderful chef vendor to provide lunch, and they're also going to be serving cookies that they prepared themselves.
Nice.
Yeah, for us, all of our events, really, it's important to have them showcase the work that we do. And these amazing students, once anybody gets to meet them, they're just so amazed by their potential, and they want to have these types of experiences outside of the classroom, outside of the kitchen, but really into an environment where they get to meet people and
thrive and show
absolutely.
What they're. Yes, that's such a beautiful.
Thrive is a very important word for them.
Yes.
After the golf tournament, we are going into September. We're going to have our signature luncheon called Small Miracles Luncheon.
Okay.
That's going to be on September 12th.
Okay.
And then because and that's going to be at Jungle Island this year.
Oh, I know, because last year was in downtown. Okay, perfect. Back at Jungle Island.
Back at Jungle Island after many years. And it's a great venue. So then right after that, because we had so much fun in January with Festival of Chefs, we're doing it again in November. Well, we're actually really bringing it back into the regular schedule, the programming schedule. November is the best time of the year to do it, right before the holidays, right when the weather gets nice and cool. We're going to have indoor and outdoor activations.
Very nice.
Obviously, as you saw, many chef and beverage vendors, also a cigar lounge. It's a great event to support the mission, but also
of course,
to raise
for a great
awareness.
cause, right? And awareness.
Yeah, it's a great way to raise awareness for people who want to learn more about what Easterseals does, want to give back. Oh, one thing I want to mention, we're going to have a great auction for the golf tournament. Okay. A great auction for Festival of Chefs. Our auction is a big revenue driver for the golf tournament and Festival of Chefs. So we're going to be unveiling the auction digitally the day before to get people to start bidding. But also, it's just a great networking opportunity and a great way to bring people closer to our mission. And then the work that I do is really to work with everybody who comes to our event and really make sure that they become involved year-round. Throughout the year, it's very important because so many people from all walks of life want to give back, want to pay it forward, and we want to be a charity of choice. That's what we're here for. I feel like everybody knows or loves someone with special needs, either directly or indirectly. Everybody has some type of affinity or affiliation to that space. So we want to be the natural partner, charity partner for our corporate sponsors, foundations, individual donors, philanthropists, community pillars, people who intersect with the work that we do. And honestly, we want to invite them to see the work that we do at Easterseals.
That's absolutely amazing.
There's no better way to get to see us in action than when you come and visit. It's life-changing. And we always talk to so many people who come to see us and they're just blown away. And just by observing, just by interacting with the seniors, interacting with the children, the young adults that we serve, it's very special. It really is.
It is, absolutely. Well, Pietro, thank you so much for joining me today, right? And like you said, there's still some available tickets, right? So
reach out to us.
where can they reach out on the website, right? So
go
the
on our
website.
website,
Okay.
Easterseals.com/South Florida.
Okay. And we'll provide the link.
All the information. Yeah, if you provide the link, it has all of our contact information. I'm very active on social media as well. Pietro Bonacossa. That's a pretty unique name. You can find me on LinkedIn quite a bit, but honestly, feel free to anybody reach out to me personally, and I'm just looking at the camera just to say hello. And Yesenia, thank you for being a wonderful partner, a wonderful volunteer, just a community gem. It's been such a pleasure to work together
and with you.
And we're going to continue.
And we're going to continue.
It's
yes,
really,
absolutely.
It's really extraordinary. So thank you.
No, thank you for coming.